What's up, what's up, what's up? It is your girl E, and you are right on time. Thank you for joining me today. We are having a video today where we are going to discuss the pitfalls of trying to be everybody's everything as a woman. Now, we all know that when you're younger, you come in, the whole family, raising children, being a wife, you come in at an angle at a disadvantage because you've never done it before. And if you've never even had a mom and a dad in your household operating in the capacity of a mother and father, you may not even know the skills that you need to have to operate a household. So we're talking about, and let me say this before I get started. If you don't like people talking about or making commentary about Peach McIntyre, this is not the video for you. This video is for people who want to look at this whole Peach McIntyre situation and have a different outlook on what they should and should not be eating. Meaning, you have to be careful with the type of things that you consume. Peach McIntyre consuming her content without having guidance, being weak-minded, or having a situation where you are vulnerable mentally could be very dangerous. And I'm saying this in the most sincerest way that I can, because what you're witnessing is something where a person could really go over the edge. And for the young mothers that are out there, I don't want you guys watching this thinking that this is an option for you, because it's totally dysfunctional. It's dysfunctional at its highest form. And that's why I'm taking time out of my day to try to come out and say something about it and try to bring some type of balance with this, whole toxic dysfunction of content that's coming out on that side of town. And hopefully if it helps her, it helps her. But my goal is not to bash anyone, not to make anyone feel bad, not to drag anyone. That is not my intent. My intent is to offer a balance in dysfunction, if that's a thing. Because what I saw today on this video was really frightening. And that's the video we're going to go through and discuss and look at. Because as we look at this video, you can clearly see that Peach is bitten off more than she can chew. And she's also let off some warning shots that she maybe should not have, and she's paying for that. And also, I would not be surprised if, well, we'll just go through it. I saw just a little bit of it. It's only 4 minutes. We're going to knock it out really quickly, and I'm going to, we're going to be done with this and on our way. So let me put my ears in so I can listen with you guys, and we can do this thing really expeditiously, as my brother Tip would say, and get going. So let's see what's going on with Peach today.
I go sit by water. The sound of the water, it just calms me. But I just wanted to say this. I understand that we as parents are human. Completely understand. I get it. And I understand as humans, we have days when we don't want to do shit. I done been depressed and all that. I done had them days where I don't want to get out of bed. But guess what happens? As parents with minor children, on those days where you don't feel like it and you don't do it, your kids suffer. I want to be like, man, fuck this. Fuck my husband. Fuck my kids. Get in the car, go get me a hotel room. Fuck everybody. Let them figure it out. But I know if I do that, my kids gonna suffer. If I can't depend on this nigga to do the right thing while I'm present, I know if I was to just fuck this and leave for a day or two, just so I could get my mind right, my emotions together, shit would fall apart. My kids would go to school late. And I know some of y'all don't think that's a big deal, but I know it's a big deal. It's a big deal to my kids. All these little things, I always tell my husband that. 10 little things.
So I'm going to stop it right there, because this is why I have a problem when I hear women say, I don't F with women. I only hang around my husband. that doesn't say anything about anyone but you. That you don't have the discernment to be able to put yourself around women that could be nurturing, loving, gentle, and kind to you. I've always taught my daughter, and my daughter's always watched me. I have friendships that go from me being in the second grade all the way up to me moving to another city to go to school and having them same sister friends where we meet at least twice a year, the beginning and the latter part, to check on each other, even if we don't see each other, because some of them are very, very busy with very, 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 very stressful careers. But I was intentional about the type of women that I wanted around me. I didn't want no women that didn't have the same mindset, meaning they didn't want anything better. If they didn't know how to be a good friend, I didn't stick around. So I weeded out all of those kind of people out of my life early, and I have now my extra family or my extra village. So I was in the city by myself with my husband, and we raised children. My family was way back in Houston, and it was very difficult. But I had my village to keep me whole. And so what we're looking at with Peach, when she has, this relationship with her mother that's been tattered, and then her sister, she's not respecting the relationship and boundaries and trust of a sister. Now she's put herself in a silo. So now she's all alone with only her kids and her husband. And let me tell you something. You cannot do that alone. You need some type of support. I only had 3 children. This woman has 7 children. And some might say 8, including you know who. But it is difficult to try to do everything by yourself alone. It sounds really good when you're trying to sell courses and you're cussing people out about a poor mindset and what they should do and should not do, and F that, get up. A depression is a decision. These things are very harmful ways of thinking, right? Because mental health is a real thing. And when you're trying to raise little people to become whole people, you can't do that if you're fragile. And clearly what we see here with Peach is that she is fragile, right? She don't have the tools to be a whole person, to show up, to help her children. And because she don't have the tools, because she's not a whole person, she's giving them crutches. She feels as though children cleaning up is a bad thing because she still carries her trauma. But in actuality, what she's doing is creating a whole new set of issues for her own children. It's all about boundaries and responsibilities, right? The very thing she's mad at Wood about not being responsible is what she's teaching her children. And the earliest time to introduce responsibilities to children is by them being responsible for themselves. What I mean by that is when you wake up in the morning, you make your bed up. When you wake up in the morning, you put your clothes on. When I was younger, my parents, we had a routine. At night before you go to bed, you lay your school clothes out. You know what you're wearing the next day. That's your responsibility. Nobody had to wake up and come and check on what we're doing and what we're wearing, because that was checked on the night before. The clothes were laid out. Right? What's wrong with that? That's called parenting. And so what upsets me nowadays with a lot of these new school parents is, yeah, maybe we didn't get it all right, but eat the meat and spit out the bones. Don't just show up and feed your kids ice cream and cookies every day, and then when they get 16 and 17 and they got diabetes, be mad. You created this monster. Now, how are we going to fix it? You don't fix it by bowing down. You fix it by becoming accountable for the decisions and the actions that you chose. But the number one thing, ladies, is that you have to have a village. It does not have to be your mom or your sister, but it needs to be some people that really care and really care about you and your well-being. You can't do it by yourself talking about, I only have male friends. Male friends do not have time to help you raise no children because they got their own set of things that they're doing, and it's not helping you, be in a gap for you when you need a mental break. That really pisses me off when I hear women say that, like that's some badge of honor. It's not a badge of honor. It's actually something you should be ashamed of. That you don't know how to go about picking a decent woman to be around, or that you're only around low vibrational beings. Anyway, as we watch Peach melt down.
All of it is a big deal. All of it is, I don't want my kids to be fucked up. I don't want my kids to not think I care. And then I'm trying to learn how to cope. Back in the day, my only coping mechanism was, I just want to die. I don't want to be here. I don't want to feel that way. I know that's not how you cope. When the pressure get big and you feel overwhelmed and it's too much. Like, how do I cope and still want to live? How do I cope to live?
How do you cope? Okay, first of all, you go and you get some professional help, right? If it's bigger than your mind, if it's so big that you can't wrap your head around what you're dealing with, then you go get professional help. That's how you cope. You don't sit on the internet and pander to people to feel sorry for you that you laid up and had 7 kids with, I like and would, he's so effing good, or, you know, I'm on my way home to get some D. Like this is crazy. This is delusional. This is not real. This is fake and pretend, and it's bothersome. Right? So you're telling me that you're having a mental breakdown because your son, 1, left his shoes early in the morning, and number 2, now he's left his lunch. That sounds like a McKay problem. That don't sound like a Peach, I'm about to melt all the way down to the ground problem. How do we handle that? How I would have handled that is, listen, McKay, at night you need to make your lunch. If you don't want to eat the school lunch, you need to make your lunch, or make sure you have money for lunch. If you don't have money for lunch, then we're going to be making lunches until they figure out what's going on with your lunch situation at school. So before you go to bed, I need you to come in here and make your lunch and put it in the refrigerator. And what do I do as an adult when I see him in his room sleep or getting ready to get into bed? It's my responsibility as the mother to go to the refrigerator, look in the refrigerator, and make sure that McKay has made his lunch. That's what I do. I don't lay around and want to screw my husband all night, or lay up under him, or watch YouTube all night and think I'm doing something. Because let's be very clear about this whole thing. We watch Peach content. She's letting off 1 minute, 3 minute videos of her sitting at a park just talking. There's no editing. There's no graphics. There's no strategy. There's nothing to that. You can do Peach content all day, every day, without even leaving your job. There is no production value at all related to what she does. At all. So let's get to it. The real issue is we have a person who has been demonstrating that she will do things for clicks and views, and she is not above using anything to make sure she monetizes content. She is not overwhelmed in the least bit as it relates to YouTube. I gotta go work. Girl, you are going to Sam's, throwing shit in your cart, recording it on your cell phone. It's mothers around the world that do hard shit. They gotta go be construction workers. They gotta go drive tractor trailers. They gotta go handle chickens and pull weeds out of gardens, and still come in the house and cook dinner, and still come in here and try to do some content. You are putting on a real show, and you don't have little kids, right? You have a set of little ones that need your attention, like Phenomenal and a baby, you know what I mean, Amazing. They need your attention. But if there was structure in place, they would not need that much. But if you're not paying attention to him because you got your face stuck on the screen or shoving something down your damn throat. You need to put your big girl drawers on to become a mother. You laid up there and had for those kids. Or like the old ladies of the street would say, you fuck for those kids. So everyone that you got, you need to be responsible for. Now, all of this, I don't want my kids to clean up is bullshit. Hogwash. Teach your child how to clean up behind themselves because that's what they teach them in school. That's part of the responsibility of becoming a high-functioning adult. So you want to raise kids that don't know how to clean up behind themselves so that they could go get in relationships and be dysfunctional, nasty asses? No. Order and structure is necessary. And you do that with love. You do that through nurturing. If I come in this room and it looks this way, don't ask me to go buy you shit. If I come in this room and you tearing the shit up that I've already bought you, don't ask me to go buy it because you don't respect me as your mother for getting out here and busting my butt to make sure you have it. That's called parenting. And you can do that lovingly and with nurture and kindness. But you need to let them know with boundaries that what their behavior is funky. But you don't. You let them jump all over the place, tear up shit, and walk in the store and just start throwing shit in baskets. What are you teaching your kids? What happens if internet goes down and you can't make the money you've been making? Your children are going to feel less than. They're going to feel inferior when they can't walk into the store and just throw shit in the baskets. They're going to feel like they're missing out on something because you taught them how to be super consumers instead of well-beings. It's not about buying shit. It's not about purchasing that. That comes from somebody being in your face, loving you, showing you, and teaching you the ways. You can't buy that. That's why it's difficult for the children to go to school and understand how to behave. That's your fault. And you're doing that. So take responsibility for that. And quit trying to make people feel sorry for you while you go through this dysfunctional road that you chose. You listen to all of these people like E.T. and all of these Les Browns, and everything they tell you is about accountability. You are not being accountable. You want to sit up here and cry and put on a show and think people are going to believe that shit. You have enough money to go get help.
I don't want to feel that way. These things are small, but I know they're so big. 10 small things equal one big thing, but I know I can only eat an elephant one bite at a time. This is so challenging for me. I can't be weak. I can't quit.
Bump eating
Can't have days when I don't
elephants.
feel like it.
Get down to the
I sit up
nitty-gritty
here
of
and I
taking
chose
care
to
of your
have
kids.
7 children with this man. And then just now, Gregory McKay, his lunch account still not working. I got to get that resolved. Then I take him lunch. He's not allowed outside restaurant food. It got to be in a lunchbox. I don't feel like doing it. I don't have the mental capacity today to deal with bullshit. And then they want to call the principal out to talk to me. I'm like, listen, sir, I don't have the mental capacity today for this. Like, he's hungry. I done came up here 5 times about his lunch account not working. I don't want to cuss y'all out. I don't want to get there because that's how I know how to be. I don't want to be that person today.
Y'all, this woman is about to get her ass in a slingshot that she is not going to be able to get out of. Let me tell you something here. My sister is a counselor at a school, right? My aunts were all principals. Let me tell you something. You start talking like that to principals about you don't have a mental capacity to go put your child food in the lunch kit that you knew was the rule, and you melting the fuck down like that, they will have CPS at your house. They will have your children in a room talking to them to try to figure out what the hell is going on in your household. You are really barking up the wrong tree, girl. For all y'all people out here to think this shit is cool, it's not cool. It's not cool. What she's doing is going around lighting fires for herself, making life harder for herself. The only thing she had to do is drive her ass up into a Dollar Tree, a Dollar General, and buy a lunch kit and throw whatever that bullshit that she bought in a lunch kit. You mean to tell me you telling the principal, but that's too hard for you to do? That you about to burn down, melt down? Because of that, you need some professional help. Get your ass off the internet ASAP and go straight to the first mental place you can. Get some counseling and help. Don't y'all take this shit for... But this is what happens when you talk about all this gentle parenting shit, right? Which she is not demonstrating gentle parenting. This is called passive parenting. She is not parenting at all. She's allowing her children to do whatever the hell they want to do, which in the end does not work. It's the same way with a dog, and I'm not likening children to dogs. I'm just talking about training. A dog is a mere reflection of their owner. You can have a little bitty dog. If nobody's training that little sucker, he is a terrorist. You can have a pit bull, and if that pit bull has been raised with love and kindness and people teaching it and training it and spending time with it, that sucker would be sweet as a button. But them same two dogs left untrained in an environment where they are just lords of the flies, they will revert to the worst. It's the same thing with your children. They need that. They feel more safe. They are more productive when they have structure.
Please, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Please just leave me the fuck alone. Just let him get his food. If he can't eat it in here, let him sign himself out and eat his food. He can't come home right now. I'm not okay right now. Let him eat this food.
See what I'm saying?
And sign himself back in. And we can't just have him outside by himself. He can't eat on campus at all.
She's being disruptive to the school
system. He can't walk around by himself by the road. Something could happen to him.
Come outside and talk to her. Please just let him eat.
But why make it challenging for me? I understand it's against the rules. I get that, but I done came here 5 times for y'all to fix his account. It still got he had a different school and won't let me add money. Now he can't buy lunch. He didn't pack a lunch. I don't have the time to go pack him a lunch. I can't run the Subway and get a sandwich made. It's too fucking busy. I bought him food, went through the drive-thru. Let him eat. If I gotta take this food back, then he's gonna be upset with me. It's just so much pressure trying to make everybody happy, and it's literally just you. It's just me. I'm so frustrated, and I just want to run away from my problems, but I know I can't do that because my kids would suffer. Peaches, I got about 2.5 hours to get my emotions together before it's time to pick up these kids and make sure
all of this is what you're listening to is an entitled person. The subway is too packed. This is too hard. This is what I'm doing. Girl, you are the most privileged person that we have around here. You are a content creator with nothing but your time at your disposal. You can take your ass down there and go get whatever he needs and go bring it. That's called parenting. So you want to show your child how great of a parent you are, start parenting. And quit being lazy. You are lazy. And that's why you got a problem with all your family and your friends and shit. Because they get tired of it. I can see how tired they would be of it. You are a drama queen.
Them the mama issues.
Oh, let me tell you, I don't love now. Peaches too is dramatic.
I am a drama queen. I am.
I don't love now one of my kids no more than the other one.
I suffer, for those of y'all who don't know, I suffer really bad from middle child syndrome. My mama got an older daughter, then me, and then a younger brother. So my whole life.
Peaches just been dramatic her whole life.
I am dramatic. I'm about to cry right now.
It's pressure. And that's what I'm saying. You crying because you crying, your son gonna be mad at you because he gonna be disappointed that he didn't get his food. But if he was responsible for that the night before, that would be his responsibility. And now you're about to have a mental fucking, excuse me, I'm trying not to curse. You're about to have a mental meltdown over lunch for McKay.
With homework and all this other stuff. I don't know if my husband talked to him. You know, it's just a lot. Like, I don't want to be a single parent. But being a parent like this, where you feel like you constantly doing everything by yourself, I don't want to do this shit no more either.
Peach, you are a single parent, honey. All you have is in-house wood supply. That's what you got, right? Single parenting is when you have to do things alone, or when you can't depend on your partner to stand in the gap. You can't depend on that man to stand in the gap. He not paying anything financially. He don't contribute in any other way other than your pleasurement. And you made that very clear that that's all he really needs to do. And you're very satisfied with it. Like the videos you've put out where you showed us that's your number one thing, laying around with him. So I don't feel sorry for you because you did this shit 7 times. You already know what this was. You just already told us that you like effing wood because it's so effing good. So don't sit on TV and cry. Don't cry me a damn river like you don't know what the hell you got or you mad about it. You love that shit. We all know you do. So cut it out. She will. This is all a plot for more content, guys. This is all the next legacy in the story of Peach McIntyre. But for those of you that are out there that have families, let me tell you something. Get you a great support network and cherish them. Cherish them. They are not there to bring you harm, steal your man, or any of those things. A good group of friends is there to help you and stand in the gap when you need a break or somebody just to listen to you and be your sounding board. And for those of you who think otherwise, I feel sorry for you. Or if you was raised around a woman who didn't show you how to be a good sister friend, I feel sorry for you for that as well. But that's something you need to be working out with a counselor, not YouTube. I'm going to go. That's enough of me talking. Peach has really did it for me today. But you all make sure when you're listening to Peach McIntyre, you are protecting your own mental health because this is definitely a train wreck. And you don't want to be a casualty of that. Until the next time, I am your girl E. Thank you for spending a little time with me. Do your girl a favor, hit that like button. And if you enjoy my content and you want to stick around and come back, do me a favor and please subscribe. Also hit the notification buttons. And until the next time, I am out.